Andrew, do you know who Chase Young is?
Yeah, of course.
No. My point is, I don't either.
Before I said that Cade Cunningham would never be an All-Star, and I just wanted to double down on that.
Oh,
I just
we're back
What's going
with
on with
another.
Mike's video?
I know. Oh, the madness is here, and the tournament hasn't even started. What is going on? Let's go.
Welcome back.
What's going on, JAMM Packed? I'm MK. I'm your host here with John M83, Jaggersby, and TeslaMase. What's going on, fellas?
What's up?
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy
Or
St.
shall I
Patty's
say,
Day. There's a duck
Happy
in my way.
St. Pat Rips Day. We're gonna be ripping some packs today, fellas. Got a couple of NBA packs we're gonna rip today, so we're gonna be doing that while you guys talk some March Madness. Okay, is it me or Uncle Drew? What's going on? You still in the back cave? He must be. He must be in the back cave. I haven't seen him yet tonight. Let's run quickly through some of the NFL stuff. Couple of signings or extensions happened over this last week. Bengals find a way to re-sign Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Craziness. I don't know how they're going to pay anybody else.
No one.
They won't. Got too much money locked up.
Yeah, their defense is out the window. They got their offense settled. They got their defense out the window, though.
Yeah, something's going on there. I don't know what's going on there. My question to you guys: you're playing quarterback. Okay. Obviously, they have a decent duo out there in Cincinnati. You're a free agent quarterback. Every single team needs one right now. What team are you picking according to wide receiver duo? Who's got the best wide receiver duo in the league?
Bengals might have the best duo in the league. I mean, Burrow's already there, but if we're talking open game, teams that need a quarterback right now, I don't know. I'd want to go to Minnesota just because, you got Jay Jettas and then Addison there too. And that team is solid. They just need a quarterback.
Fair enough. John, who are you taking?
Well, I think Jack kind of got me there because I was going to say Minnesota. I really was. I think they have the best situation because I think Addison's going to come into his own this year. I really do. I think he'll stay healthy and he's got something to prove. So if I have to change that and alter my route, then you know what? Then I'll stick with what I said last year, and I'll stick with the Packers. They don't have tall receivers, but I do like that young core. I know, Mike. Go ahead. You'll go next. But I do like that young core of
Packers don't make my top 10. I didn't even know Packers had receivers.
Okay, well, it's my turn, so that's fine. But yeah, I like their young core, and then I'll stop so Mike can go next.
All right, Mike. Who do you got? Who are you taking?
I mean, I can't believe you said Packers. I mean, maybe okay. the future's bright, but neither one of those guys made the Pro Bowl, so I don't know how we call them the best duo in the league. But anyway, I'm actually gonna go Not counting tight ends, we're talking strictly receivers, right?
Strictly receivers, just 1-2 receiver.
Okay, so I'm gonna take Eagles. AJ Brown and Devonta Smith to me are solid 1-2. I don't think they're as good as the Bengals, but I'm trying not to take the Bengals. But Eagles are right up there. So
Sure.
I was thinking Lions, but they don't really have a number 2 guy, right? That
Jameson Williams, maybe.
They don't have a consistent.
Yeah, I
number two.
mean Laporta. I mean, if you include tight ends, I was thinking Niners, but I don't think we have 2 receivers on our roster. Depends this week. I was thinking
we have 2 tight ends though. That's good.
I mean,
Yeah,
if you took it, you know what? To be honest, Rams may be up there too with Puka and Devontae.
With Puka
Adams
and
now.
Devontae,
So,
there you go.
you got a lot of good 1-2s. But definitely, if I'm Burrow, I'm very happy being able to throw the ball to Higgins. And to me, they're just both beasts, right? Like I feel like a lot of teams like the Eagle or the Seahawks. You have DK Metcalf, who's the big guy, and then you had Lockett, who's more of the slot guy. Whereas I feel like literally you throw the ball up to T Higgins, you throw the ball up to Jamar Chase, they're coming down with it, 80% of the time. So it is a luxury, to have those 2 receivers. But there's some good tandems in the league. I think the argument could be made multiple ways. I can't believe it was made for the Packers. That's all.
I think the Steelers are going to come out with the sneakiest 1-2 duo with DK and Pickens. To be honest with you, if they can get him the ball, that's going to be a tough matchup.
The thing. Who's getting him the ball? That's
I know. Fair enough. Weirdo, what's up? Yo. Welcome back, my man or lady. We really don't know. You just give us a heads up. You know what I mean? We're kind of clueless here. Don't worry about us.
You, however you identify.
Fair enough. All right, I'll take those picks. Well, here's Bengals.
Bengals.
Uncle Drew, your Lakers are sliding from the 2 seed down to what are they, 5 now?
Oh wow! Who would have predicted that?
Warriors are on a good what a 7-game win streak.
Like 14-1 with Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna end tonight though. But yeah,
they're still on a good streak. They moved up a couple slots in the West.
Timberwolves, I think, won 8 straight.
Oh
yeah, Timberwolves are on a good streak.
Before they lost to the Pacers.
Unfortunately, Utah is still. I don't know. I think they're still on the toilet. I don't know what's going on there. Something's going on. They need a new coach. They need something, right? All right. So, is Drew even? He's in the bat cave. Oh. This is me sending out the bat signal. Uncle Drew, put your camera on.
Lakers suck.
Way to poke the bear. Okay, you got 3, 2. Oh, he unmuted.
No, that's me.
Even better.
Lakers still suck.
Lakers.
This is great. Absolutely great. Well, let's move on to March Madness because there's a lot to talk about. March Selection Sunday just happened. The brackets are set, and there are a lot of pissed off people for sure.
I agree, dude.
With more than enough, right? Like I said, there's madness happening. Not a single game has been played yet. 14 of the 16 SEC teams make the tournament this year, which is wild. You might as well just call it the SEC tournament. I think the hottest topic right now is West Virginia and Indiana not making the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana, I could see there may be an argument for there, but I think the biggest there he is out the back cave. Drewski was cracking.
It was so hard not to say anything when Mike's just saying all these good things about the Bengals and Higgins and Jamar Chase and how much better Burrow is than Trevor Lawrence.
We moved on. It's over.
Yeah, that bit's over, bro. I'm so
I just
sorry.
said it's a luxury. It's a luxury for Burrow to throw to any of those two guys. That's true.
By far. You guys take. I'm gonna switch cameras over so that we can start ripping these packs. If you want to be part of the giveaway, make sure you type in "Givey" down in the comments, and we'll get you guys going. Number one, I want your guys' thoughts on the top seeds. Do you agree with the seedings? And who on the bubble should have not been selected is what I want to hear from you guys. I don't even care who goes first. Go ahead, take it away.
Dang, man.
I think they got the number 1 seeds right. I mean, at the end of the day, we all knew it was going to be those 4, especially with Florida running through that SEC championship.
Florida's dominant right now.
Yeah, looking, I think since January, like one of the best teams in all of college basketball. So here's my take. I do not think North Carolina should have gotten in.
Yeah, I agree.
It was a down year in the ACC. They couldn't beat a Duke team without, their two best players. I don't think played in that game, right?
Well, it was just for the flag and the Malik Brown, but he's one of their best defenders.
Yeah, to go into that game knowing you need to win to make the tournament and not being able to do it. Granted, I know there was a lane violation. I get it, questionable call, but the reality is you were down the entire game, and the reality is you can't come out like that in a game and expect to win when you're doing that. So, I don't think they belong. Texas, I'm torn on, right? I feel like they're giving Texas the benefit of the doubt as well. But, you got to go through the SEC. They had a bunch of quad 1 wins from my understanding, or at least a decent amount of quad 1 wins. Quad 2 was a little bit questionable, but the reality is they got lucky they moved to the SEC this year, because I don't think if they had that record in the Big 12, they would have been playing. So those are two teams that I don't think that are questionable, but I don't know if Indiana has that big of a case. Again, I think the Big Ten's kind of down this year too. So I feel, they got slighted, but they didn't do well in their tournament. And so that's kind of my thoughts.
Yeah, no, I would say kind of some of the same stuff, but yeah, I mean, obviously Duke fan, so I'm never going to want Carolina to make the tournament, but
I'll tell you what, no. I'm a Carolina fan, and I don't think they should have made it. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think a big part of why they got in is, it's Carolina. Like, it's their, it's a household name in basketball. So, what was it? Like 1-13 in quad 1 games, which is just terrible.
Right.
And then, you have West Virginia who went 6-10 in quad 1 games. So, playing in a tougher conference too, like, I don't know. I think West Virginia definitely should have the shot. I mean, I don't know. I still think Carolina beats San Diego State at least, to at least get to, the round of 64, but I don't know. I mean, it always seems like Carolina is just like a virus that you can't get rid of, so it's like, when will they get out?
I think San Diego State's going to win that, actually.
Really?
I think they have a great defense this year. They're just, I don't know. I think they're going to pull it off.
I hope so.
Yeah, San Diego State's not the team that they've been in the last few years. I mean, they lost a lot of players, both to the transfer portal and the draft last year. Last year, I think they made the Final Four, if I'm not mistaken, with Butler, and they were really good. But this year, they're just not. I think the Mountain West as a whole is also down. I outside of New Mexico, Boise State didn't make it. That kind of shocked me a little bit too.
Yeah,
I think they deserve to be in. Utah State. I think really you're only 2 teams in the Mountain West that can do anything. I actually like Colorado State to win their first game. I know they've been playing well as of late, and they've been just blowing teams out, and even against Boise State in that championship game. But I think I am, to be honest, I'm a little surprised that Kentucky is a 4 seed.
A 3 seed.
That was really, really surprising to me. They have not been good as of late. Or I'm sorry, 3 seed. They're a 3 seed, which is even more surprising. I don't think they've been very good as of late. And to be honest, I mean, they got a really easy draw. They play Troy in the first round. I think that's an easy win for them. However, I think I have Illinois beating them in the second round and going to the Sweet 16. So I think I'm not big on Kentucky this year.
Have you guys filled up brackets already?
Not yet.
Not yet. I just printed one out right now and I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I thought we were supposed to have it done, so I chose Kentucky to go all the way. I don't really know too much about this year, so
Dang.
yes, Mike. Mike, I will be your surprise all day. Okay, you can keep having your eyes open super wide. That's fine. I don't care.
All the way is crazy.
Yeah, but I haven't really followed too much, so I just thought
They
we were
got
supposed to have
shooters though. I mean, Way is good. Oway is good.
I mean, they have the old BYU coach as their coach now, so Mark Pope's there as their coach. But
Kentucky's still
I don't
solid.
know.
I think they should be a lower seed too.
So every year I try to pick a kind of a theme. I look at certain statistical categories and stuff to see if I can find something that works. Last year I was looking at 3-point shooting percentage and 3-point makes, and I picked all my picks based on that. Did okay. This year I'm looking at defensive ratings and defensive efficiencies. San Diego State's actually ranked 14th defensive efficiency wise.
Dang.
So I know Mike.
They always are. San Diego State's a very defensive team. They I mean, year after year they are. The issue is they're not going to be able to score with North Carolina.
Maybe. I mean, we saw BYU just got shut. I mean, it's Houston. I know it's a whole different ball game, but
Hey, Drew,
these
it's your
defensive
boy.
teams. Cade Cunningham, what? Who are you taking,
ahead, my
Paulo
fault.
Banchero or Cade Cunningham, guys? Sorry, we're getting
Paulo Banchero, dude.
Banchero's better, right? I'd take him too, I think.
Heck yeah.
Out of two young, really good players, Banchero's better. Anyways.
Hey, John, real quick, just so you know, the odds of Kentucky to win are plus 5,000. So just to compare that, the odds of UConn, who's an 8 seed, is plus 5,000. Gonzaga, who's a 8 seed, plus 5,000. So that's simply my point. You're telling me a 3 seed has the same odds as an 8 seed? I mean, they're ranked way too
Kentucky
high.
has the worst record of all 3 seeds.
That's really how I should make my picks. It's just follow the betting lines, but
yeah,
it's probably the best stat to follow.
Well, I think you had a lead last year for pretty much the whole thing, and then you lost at the end. But we had to endure 2 weeks of you saying you were in first. Then you got really quiet.
I thought I won. Who won last year? I thought I won.
I don't think so. I don't think you had the championship. I think I pulled ahead at the end. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe, or maybe it was a tie or something. I just remember you guys never bought me my Graciano wings. So
I know we're gonna have to go back on
You just
film.
didn't show up.
I appreciate you buying that for yourselves.
Like a month ago, right, guys? Didn't we buy him his dinner?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did.
We were all there.
Out of the first round, who you guys think is going to be the biggest upset?
Good question.
I always had my bracket in front of me, man.
Ooh, let's go with the Tatum.
I'm looking at it.
So I'm gonna take. Okay, so obviously the 12 seed beats a 5 seed. I think I'm gonna say you have multiple 12 seeds beating 5 seeds. I'm gonna actually take 3 12 seeds beating 5 seeds personally.
3.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna take UC San Diego beating Michigan.
I took that too. Dang. Okay.
Dang.
I don't have 3 though. That's crazy.
I'm gonna take Colorado State beating Memphis. One of Memphis's best players got injured.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I'm gonna take McNeese State beating Clemson.
Beating Clemson.
I think Clemson's runs over. Clemson is a good defensive efficiency team if Andrew wants to look at that, but those 3 I think win. I only one I have winning is Oregon over Liberty, and I could potentially see Liberty winning that. Liberty's like in the top 5 both offensive and defensive efficiency this year. So I think those 3. I could also see Yale. I know a lot of people do not think this, but I could see Yale beating Texas A&M.
That'd be insane.
Yeah, which is a 13 seed beating a 4 seed. I don't see any 2 seeds losing.
No.
Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see 1 seeds losing. And then 3 seeds, I like. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got.
Dude, I was going through and I was like, this is going to be pretty hard to find any of the 1 seeds getting upset this year.
No, yeah.
Well,
But
it
I
is
also
every
thought
year,
that in the
but
past.
The
Right?
16,
Like,
no way.
I mean, as long as Purdue's not a 1 seed, we're good.
Speaking of Purdue, I think for me, I don't know. Like, I still want to go through and really think about all these, but I could see Purdue losing in the first round to High Point. Just High Point's had a good season.
I
Purdue's
could
just
see
been a
that
little
too,
off. Like Braden Smith and then their one Trey something guy, like their leading scorer, he's been good. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I could see High Point winning just because Purdue's been inconsistent.
Just so you guys know, according to the betting odds too, Colorado State's actually favored by 2.5 over Memphis.
Over Memphis? Really?
It's actually surprising. And then UC San Diego is a 2-point dog. So they're projecting a pretty
Dude,
good
I don't know.
pick 'em.
UC San Diego's been good all year, but Michigan has been scrappy. They just won the Big Ten. I don't know.
So that's the thing is I have a theory on that is I think
dude,
it's very hard.
Cam Johnson.
I think it's very hard for these teams to go through their tournament champion to win the championship and then turn around, especially with them. They played the extra day in the Big Ten and they have to play Thursday. They're not getting much rest. It seems like that happens much more. I think that was Purdue's issue last year. I think it happens much more than you realize is, when you're locked to get in the tournament, like Duke, okay, not that Duke won't go on a run, but I think they played it really smart, saying, hey, we're gonna rest our 2 guys, get them better for next week. I mean, they ended up winning, but the reality is they didn't really care if they won.
That's true. Yeah, it's just for pride and everything.
I mean, like honestly, I think Florida. I've been saying for a couple of weeks, I think Florida's the best team in the country, but to be honest, I'm a little worried about them now, having gone through what they did to win that SEC. It's those extra days. Like, I almost feel like it benefits Auburn a little bit more than it does Florida, but I don't know. That's just my opinion. But I could see I'm gonna call 3. The other 2 are 7-point favorites. So Oregon and McNeese. So I'm gonna say 3 12 seeds win. That's my bold first round pick.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, dude. I will say, I'm gonna post a video about this tomorrow. But as far as like, I don't know. I went through and I was looking at like my top like scariest teams to win, and a couple of them are 1 and 2 seeds. But I think 2 big sleepers in this tournament are 3 seed Wisconsin for 1. I think with John Tonje, like, he's been insane, and like Wisconsin's just
highest scoring Wisconsin team ever. Yeah,
dude, they're going crazy, and like they can definitely beat BYU or VCU in the second round, go to the Sweet 16. I think they could beat Alabama.
Alabama is what's his name? Grant. What's his name?
Yeah, Grant Nelson. Yeah, he went out. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so it's
how
gonna be
long he's
interesting
out
to see
for,
his
but
health.
yeah. So yeah, I think Wisconsin can make a big run, and then I really, really like 9 seed Creighton. I think they'll beat Louisville in the first round, just with like Paul Brenner, All-American, Ashworth. I don't know. I could see Creighton upsetting Auburn and going on a run there, but I think if Creighton can beat Auburn, I think they can make the Final Four. But I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
How far is BYU going?
So
First
I'll
round?
be honest.
First round exit?
I watched VCU in their tournament, and I was thoroughly impressed. And I'm like, man, I'm picking these guys to go to week 2. They're making at least the Sweet 16. And then I was like, crap, they're going against BYU. So I had 2 teams. I had 2 teams that I thought. So just so you guys know, my favorite 2 basketball teams are BYU and University of Arizona. Bear down. So I have family who's from Arizona. So as a kid, I always got my Arizona stuff. And I remember when I was younger, I actually went and saw Mike Bibby and Miles Simon play at the Staples Center, and super awesome experience. But those are my 2 teams. However, those 2 teams are playing the 2 teams that I actually was most impressed with in watching these conference tournaments. One of them being Akron. Akron has 7 guys that shoot and make 3 3-pointers a game. I mean, just incredible numbers. They jack them up like no other. And I know it's a smaller conference, but they just ran through it. They were down in the conference championship final to Ohio, Miami, Ohio, and they end up just pushing through and coming back and taking the lead at the end on a last shot and winning by 2. So Akron and VCU are the 2 teams that I was most impressed with, and they're going against Arizona and BYU. So I'm a little disappointed. I know Jack doesn't want to hear this, but I got Arizona beating Duke in the Sweet 16 going to the Elite 8. So I have Arizona coming out of that bracket.
Is that contingent on Cooper Flag playing?
No, Cooper Flag's gonna play.
He might rest the first round, but
listen, Arizona hung with Houston, right? And Houston right now is arguably one of the best teams in the country. My issue with Duke, and I've said it all year, is I just don't think the ACC is that good.
Their level of their
schedule. And Arizona has been in the Big 12. They've competed, and they've hung right there with everyone. And I know they have demons to fight off to, because the last 2 tournaments has been an early out for them. So I like Arizona going to the Final Four from that East bracket. And then I also like Texas Tech quite a bit, believe it or not. So those are kind of my 2. I don't know if Texas Tech can beat Florida, but Texas Tech is a very, very good team.
Timmy D. John, we got an orange.
Let's see it.
Clay.
Ooh, let's go, Clay.
Is that the only player on the Mavericks still?
Yeah.
One of them.
Solo game, bro. Don't need no
That's pretty neat. I like that.
Like reflecting the light on there. That's cool.
Yes, sir.
Let's see.
Yes, sir.
You guys like how I'm hanging out with the SteamYard duck up here on my...
We were all taking turns. I had it in the beginning. So.
Here, let me move that to the other side. Let's see if I can do that.
It was on Mike's head earlier.
Yeah, can you switch?
Oh, it's messed up.
Boom! Get that. Get some. Ready? 3,
yeah.
2.
I don't know if you guys have seen this. I assume some of you guys have, but I saw a video SportsCenter put out, I think like 2 days ago. But they were talking about how like every champion since 2002, I think, in March Madness has been top 21 in offense and then top 31 in defense.
Yeah.
And there's only 9 teams that qualified this year.
9, right?
So we have Alabama, Arizona, Auburn, Clemson, Duke, Florida, Houston, Texas Tech, and then this one is surprising, Illinois.
State, right?
Illinois is that last one, and I'm like, Illinois, I don't know, man. I feel like Illinois could lose first round, but I don't know.
We're gonna go for you guys' deep takes here. This is pre-filling out your brackets, but who do you guys see in the Final Four?
Final Four.
This is no research.
So I like. Okay, so again, this is another team that I feel kind of got slighted is St. John's. I feel like prior to seeing their bracket, I feel like they had the opportunity. They're playing some good ball right now. Coming out of the Big East, they looked really good, but I didn't realize they're not very good free throw shooting team, and they're not very good 3-point shooting team.
Yeah, neither of those.
And I think when the game slows down, I mean, I think that's helpful, but I think at the end of the day, you need to make free throws. So I have Florida coming out of the West. I have Auburn coming out of the South. So I got 2 SEC teams in the Final Four on the left side of the bracket, and then I got Arizona and I got Houston. So I'm going 3 number 1 seeds make it to the Final Four, which I know isn't
isn't exciting.
Super exciting, but I could see Tennessee beating Houston. I'm a big SEC guy, so I could see Tennessee beating Houston as well. But Houston, just their defense, that'd be like a 20-19 game if you take Houston and Tennessee. So, yeah, those would be my 3 of my 4.
How many SEC teams are making it to the Sweet 16?
A lot.
Out of the 14 teams, how many of them are making it to this?
14.
I mean, that's just.
So I called A&M to lose first round. So I got Yale winning first round. So they're out. I also think Ole Miss loses first round to the winner of UNC San Diego State. So I do not think they go. Florida. See, I think the SEC is very top heavy, in my opinion. You
Mhm.
really have Tennessee, Alabama, and Auburn and Florida who can make noise in the SEC. I don't think Arkansas will. I don't think Mississippi State will. I don't think Ole Miss will. I don't think Texas A&M will. I don't think Texas will. I don't think Oklahoma will. So I think you actually may have a pretty bad showing when it's all said and done in the first round. I think you may actually have 6 teams out potentially.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah. But I mean, there's so many, right? I mean,
Yeah,
think about Texas may not even make it, really, right?
There is definitely a higher probability of them not making it.
But I think those other 5 are going to be very, very tough outs. So
Here we go. Quick question. What out of your top college basketball coaches, outside of Coach K, who would you pick? If
Like
you had
all
to start a program, or your program was slumping, you're
What's
the
your all time?
AD,
Active
who are you
coaches?
hiring
Active coaches
now.
are all time.
right now? Like,
Patino's pretty good.
Coach K's not.
oh, Patino's great.
Yeah, Patino led another team.
I really like Patino a lot.
Dude, do you know how many teams Patino has led to the
Yeah, isn't it
tournament?
like 5 or 6?
6.
5, yeah.
That's
6
crazy.
different teams to the
I like
tournament. Dude.
Izzo as well.
That's
for
incredible.
Bruce Pearl's done a nice job.
What's
Dan
even
Hurley.
crazier?
Shire,
You
of
guys heard
course.
of Dan Hurley before?
John Shire.
Dan Hurley's the greatest complainer of all time. I swear, anytime you look at the sideline, Dan Hurley is yelling at a ref.
but
Let's
in all
not forget about a guy
seriousness-
named Mark Few. I mean,
Mark
he's
Few?
done
Oh.
pretty good at a program that
He has.
nobody would know.
Gonzaga has an easy conference, but he has done good for the conference that he's been given.
Yeah.
But,
His
but
thing
in
is
all
he doesn't have that championship, right? That's what's kind of alluding on.
You can't ever get it.
So I was gonna say, but in all seriousness, best coach that I'd take definitely JJ Redick.
And the feud continues. Shoot them shots. Shoot those shots, indeed. If you guys are, or if anyone watching is interested in filling out a bracket with us and joining our group, we will be filling out brackets on ESPN Fantasy. The link is going to be in the bio. If you have any troubles, you can message us on either comment on the live or comment wherever you want. I will respond with the link to join as well. I will put it in the description of the video and the description of the podcast as well. So hit us up, join. We're gonna try to get a giveaway for the group winner, whatever that may be. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm like covered in cards right now. Anywho, Jack? You're muted. Oh. Did you join any bracket groups last year?
Yes, I did.
Did you win?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
I was gonna say, do we want you in the bracket? I'm just kidding.
What?
No, just playing. Speaking of, I believe congratulations is in order, Jack. This amazing job, my friend.
Hey,
amazing job.
Yes, we did it.
Good job, man. Congratulations.
Way to go.
Thanks.
Ooh, little Tobias Harris. Let's go.
Congrats,
I swear
man.
the cards nowadays are just wild, bro.
That looks nice.
They are wild. Here I was like going through my 1989 tops, and I'm like, dude, these are boring compared to the ones they're coming out with now, man. What in the world? Ooh.
So what about the play-in tomorrow? Any thoughts on the play-in tomorrow, Jack? Or
playing tomorrow? Who's tomorrow? Carolina, and then I don't know. I don't think there's much to say about the 16 seeds, honestly.
yeah, that's just
that's just me, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping San Diego State can take down Carolina. I just want Carolina to be out for good. They couldn't have been in the first place. Yeah, I don't know. I think Carolina still wins it. And then I think Carolina can also beat Ole Miss as well. But yeah, as far as like the next one, I think Texas Xavier, I think that'll be a really good one. I think both of those teams have potential to make some noise in the first round also.
Xavier's been playing really well too. The Big East. I'm telling you, man, if the Big East, there's something to say about the Big East, and you know, every year they always have one or two teams in the Final Four, and including a back-to-back winner in UConn, right? So I just don't know how good Creighton is. I don't know that that's a bold pick with what you said. I don't see that happening. I don't even see them getting out. I could see Louisville beating them, to be honest. Louisville, it should be a good game. It's an 8-9 game.
I picked Louisville.
Game of the tournament. They'll be the very first one.
I don't see them beating Auburn. I don't think they have. I know they have the big to match up with Broom, right? They got. I think it's a 7-footer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Clark Brenner's good.
Yeah, and then they got the shooter, the point guard, little guy that transferred from
Utah State.
Yeah, Utah State. Yeah. I was gonna say I thought it was BYU, but I was like, I know it's a Utah school.
Yeah.
So those two guys are really good, but I just don't know that they have the firepower to, to compete with Auburn. But it'll be a closer game than a lot of people think. But
yeah,
I just think at the end of the day, Broom's just top 3 in the country, and so good. I don't know that they could beat them. So that's a really, really bold pick to me. Who do you like? Do you like Oklahoma or UConn?
Ooh, Oklahoma, UConn in the first round. I gotta take UConn. Just like back-to-back championships. I don't see first round exit. I see them losing to Florida pretty easily, but I think UConn will beat Oklahoma.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I thought on those two. I picked UConn, and then, but yeah, there's no way they're Florida. I have Florida in the Final Four. So
yeah,
Florida, Houston, Duke. I think Auburn isn't making it though.
Is Florida the hottest team coming into the tournament?
They probably are. They're good.
So outside of Florida, who else is coming in hot?
I actually think, believe it or not, the hottest team in the country, I believe, is actually UC San Diego. I think they've won like 17 straight or something.
I picked them to win the first round, man.
UC San Diego's doing good.
Yeah, and this is their first year in Division 1. So last year they were in Division 2 and they actually went to the finals. So they have a lot of a lot of older players that have the experience, know how to win.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah, I mean I actually have UC San Diego going 2 rounds personally. So that second round matchup, that's my little upset, just so you guys can know. It's UC San Diego versus Yale in the 12-13
That'd be crazy. Whoa. I got UC San Diego winning that. You guys gotta win that.
And I have UC San Diego going to the Sweet 16.
Whoa.
It could happen. I'd like to see it. That'd be cool.
Yeah, then they play Auburn, so they're Cinderella slipper breaks.
Yeah, then they're gone.
Then they're gone.
Yeah, they're good. Who else?
Minus.
I mean, I think Duke deserves. I mean, biased, but no flag, no brown. Still on the win streak. Still in the ACC tournament. I don't know, man. As long as flag is
okay.
They just have the best.
That lane violation was whack.
You're right. They beat
why would you even do that? This is why UNC didn't belong.
They beat 2 teams that you just mentioned. One's gonna lose in the first round of Creighton, and the other doesn't belong in the tournament. So let's not give them too much credit for winning that.
They still win their games. That's all that matters.
I love it.
The thing is, though, they have Cooper Flagg is just the best player, though, right? Is there a player you think is better than him right now?
No, he was schooling the NBA stars in the at the Olympics. There's no.
He is the best player in my opinion.
I think he is too.
Period.
I don't think there's anybody even close.
I don't know about that. I think Broom's the best player in college basketball. Now,
Broom
he is older than Cooper Flagg, right? Like he has the experience that Cooper Flagg does not. That being said, if I'm the NBA and I'm scouting, I'm probably not going to take Broom. I want the younger, right, more potential. But like for the college game, I think Broom is a better player. I mean, I don't know what the odds are for the college player of the year.
I think Flagg has moved in to be a favorite now. I'm not sure though.
Is he?
because it's like gone back and forth all season. But last I saw that Flag was the favorite.
Was he? Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, you're right. Minus 220 and Broom is plus 175. So
so it's still close, but
yeah, it could go either way. I think. When do they decide that? Do they decide it after like the second
I don't know
round?
when that stops. Like, do they count the tournament or not? I don't know.
Yeah, I hope not, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I mean, you can't go wrong with either one of them. I think they're right there, right? It's 1A, 1B. I just personally like if you look at the history of like March Madness, one of the things is these one and done teams typically don't do well, right? So you got a bunch of players at Kentucky that are always one and done, and yeah, loaded with talent, but they don't do well in March historically. Duke last few years, right? They've had a lot of one and done talent, and they haven't done historically well. You look at it's kind of weird though because what's that?
They did it with Jalil Okafor
and Banchero. They went to the Final Four.
Banchero went to the Final Four.
Keels, Griffin, all those guys were first round
but
picks.
But it's not winning at all, right? If you're talking about winning at all, but I mean, like, being in
usually your team that wins it all is more has 2 or 3 seniors on the team.
Yeah,
right?
more experience.
Yeah, it's like UConn.
Experience. Now it's kind of weird though to say that over the last couple of years because with COVID you got like guys my age still playing college basketball. So COVID has kind of thrown a wrench in that, I guess. BYU is the oldest team in the entire tournament. Their average age, which I don't think is surprising to anyone. But
really, BYU, it's not Auburn.
No, they actually said BYU.
Well, it's because you gotta put missions into that too. So
exactly, yeah, an extra 2 years.
That's fair, I guess. That's fair.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I that's kind of why I'm thinking Auburn may make a deep run, because they're a little bit older and even Houston, right? To an extent, I feel like Houston's been close for a couple of years, but I do think Houston's bracket is extremely difficult.
Yeah, Houston's region's crazy.
I just think Cooper Flag there's certain times when that freshman player is just so good that it doesn't matter. Like we saw that with Carmelo Anthony, right? Like he led a Syracuse team and just won the whole thing just because he was that much better than everyone else in college. And I don't know. I kind of see Cooper Flag that way. I think he's even better than what we've seen throughout the season. Just because he doesn't like a lot of these games, he doesn't have to put up 20 plus points and they can handily win teams, right? But when it comes down to it, he can drop 30, 40 points if he needs to and rebound everything and block shots. And I don't know. I just think he's special enough to where he can lead them all the way. So, yeah.
Let me step out of this camera view. I'm gonna put myself backstage and then I'll come back in on the regular camera because I gotta switch all the settings. So I will be right back in like 2 seconds. Here's what I want to discuss with you guys. As far as the tournament goes, how can the NCAA like improve its selection process? Being that I think it's unanimous that UNC probably shouldn't have gotten selected. With West Virginia being left out, I think that's the biggest team that got left out of the tournament so far. I think there was a small argument with Indiana getting left out. I know there were a lot of Indiana fans that were mad about that, but I feel bad for West Virginia. Like if you look at their record and how many ranked opponents that they beat, like hands down, they should be in the tournament. And why they're not is wild to me. I get the SEC is like really good, good enough to have 14 teams. 14 out of the 16. I mean, it's basically your entire division, right? Especially
here's the thing though, like you got to remember this isn't a normal year, right? I mean, this conference realignment has really messed everything up, so to speak, right? You used to have so many bubble teams, and then you know the Pac-12 just dissolved, and so now there's an extra bubble team, right? And but you look at who went into the Big 12 and how many teams are in the Big 12, and then who went out of the Big 12 into the SEC, right? So 14 teams is wild, but remember they got two more teams, and arguably two of the better teams, not necessarily basketball, right? But definitely football. You're getting, Oklahoma and Texas now in the SEC. And I mean, to be honest, they both made the tournament this year. So I don't know if you look at the coaches in the SEC, I mean, they're spending money. They are spending money, and the reality is no other conference has the caliber of coaches that the SEC does. So you got Calipari, who's not even at Kentucky anymore, and now he's at Arkansas, right? They're spending money. Did Missouri make the tournament? Missouri did make the tournament, right? Their coach they spent money on. You got Nate Oates at Alabama, right? You got Bruce Pearl at Auburn. I don't know the Florida's coach. I'm not. I haven't been. I'm not. I don't know super lot of information about him, to be honest. I think that's like the surprise pick, but you have what's his name, Rick Barnes at Tennessee, right? I mean, these are really really good coaches, and I don't think any of the other conferences. I mean, you even look at Duke and North Carolina. Yeah, they went from Coach K and Roy Williams to two former players, right? And I know he's doing well at Duke. What's his name?
John Shire.
Josh Shire, yeah. He's doing well, but the reality is like he still hasn't created a name. He's like the JJ Redick of the Lakers, right? He hasn't created that name for himself yet. Some people put him in the top 5 because they're fans and they fall asleep on camera, but other people are,
Wow.
He's not hearing a word I'm saying, but anyway. I mean, I'm just saying they've spent money. They spent money on their coaches, and they really invested into their program. And after watching that SEC tournament, it just means more. I mean, that's their slogan. So I'm gonna go with it.
Fair enough.
I like it.
Here's we were talking about how good Pitino was, and how he had taken 6 different teams to the dance. But this is how good the graphic shows the season before Rick Pitino showed up and their wins and losses, what their record was after the first season of him being there. So mind you, in your first season, you're not even recruiting, right? You've got guys, you're not even working with your guys. You're working with guys that are already there, and you're trying to set your culture. And then by season 2, that's when he'll have his guys, like his recruits will come in. Usually when they come in that first season, you don't really even have time to recruit per se. So, but by that second season of being in, you can see the turnaround between that, the year before he comes in, and by the second season, your program's almost completely turned around and in the tournament. So I don't know what style of coach he is. Some guys are really old school, and can get it done. Some aren't. I would imagine he's an old school coach. I think the guy's like 72, which is impressive. Still coaching at the collegiate level. But it's wild to me that, obviously it's proven he's done it to 6 different teams. He's got to make the college coach Hall of Fame for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
for sure.
Wow.
You gonna be coaching basketball anytime soon, Drew?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh man, I did a little bit for the 7-year-olds. I was assistant coach for the 7-year-olds.
I heard you were taking the JJ Redick Ready for Basketball YouTube classes.
Oh yeah, that's why they're all locked in. The culture was set right. Winning basketball, we won every game.
I heard it's only a 2-day class.
No, it's actually
Or a
just,
podcast.
yeah. I've already been doing it every day on this podcast, actually. So it's all the training. It's all the training I needed was.
I love it. Let's let's move into the NBA. Any of you guys know what father-son duo has the most points in NBA history?
I just saw this today.
Yeah, LeBron.
Okay, so everybody agree with that?
I
LeBron
just
and
saw
Bronny?
that. Yes, I can
Okay.
confirm.
Which is crazy because I think Bronny only has 30 points.
Bronny has like 30 points to the mix.
It was
LeBron
so wild.
carries, bruh.
Okay. I want to know who you guys think number 2, 3, and 4 is on that list. Father-son duos.
Number 2,
I would imagine
Curry's
Curry's
on
on
there.
Say that again.
Dell and Steph are on there.
Dell and Steph are on there at number 3.
I was going to
Mike, who did you
say
say?
Luca and Booker. No one got the joke. All right, moving on. No, what
I
about
got it.
Bryant, man?
You're not even close.
You guys didn't know
Yes.
that? Booker's
Good
Luka's
duo.
son, guys?
Not even close.
Isn't Brian on there? Kobe and someone?
Kobe. I'd say Kobe and his dad.
Kobe and his dad are at number 2. Mike, who did you say?
Yeah.
I said Curry.
Who do you guys think is at number 4? Number 4 blew my mind.
Number
I don't know.
4.
I know I saw Thompson on there. I saw Hardaway as well, but I don't know if they're number 4.
Oh, Hardaway.
Oh, the Hardaways.
Tim Hardaway and Tim Hardaway Jr.
That's close, but it's not it.
What about Gary Payton and Gary
Scottie
Payton the
Pippen and
second?
Scottie Pippen
He
Jr.?
doesn't score
No.
enough.
No. Any wild guess, John?
I mean,
Oh, I don't know.
I
I'm just
know.
trying to
I know.
think of
Jack
superstars.
hinted at it. Who is it?
I
Jack
don't- I
hinted
don't
at
know.
it. Wild
Really?
guess.
It's got to be someone who's really good and their kid wasn't very good would be my guess.
Actually,
McAdoo.
the kid was better than the father
Or that.
Oh.
by like 4,000 points.
Ooh.
4,000. That's not very
Yeah,
much.
by like 4,000 points.
Oh my god.
It's not Thompson, is it?
That's 2,000 layups, man.
That's
Yeah,
a whole
well-
season. That's a whole season. Of
I mean, my
points
point
for-
is they're both pretty. They're
for,
both
like,
pretty
Kobe.
good. It's not.
And
like-
when I say
both suck.
that he's got more, okay, so the father had 12,810 points.
it's
The
not
son
Okay.
has 16,100.
Yeah, it's got to be Thompson's. Michael and Clay.
Michael and Clay Thompson are number 4.
Dang.
Nice.
It's wild. Absolutely wild.
Is
let's
Clay
see, I
Thompson
had
a
other-
Hall of Famer
Rick
to you guys?
and Brent Berry.
He's
What about
got to
Rick
be.
Rick and
Clay
Brent
has
Berry.
to be a
right?
Hall of Famer.
I think they're in the top 10, but I only wanted
Okay.
the first 4. I wasn't going to make you guys go through
Oh, I
the...
thought we were doing top 5. I missed the 4 part. Got it.
Clay
Who's got to be in the Hall of Fame? Clay?
has to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
Mike?
Does he get in
Mike?
before James Harden?
Yeah. Okay, wait, hold on.
Just whoever retires. I think they're both
Mike,
first ballot.
is Clay a Hall of Famer?
Definitely.
Yeah, first ballot.
Not even close. Yeah, like 4-time champ, one of the best shooters ever.
Yeah.
Tesla, what do you think?
Yeah, I think he gets in, but I think
Okay.
Harden gets in over him.
Okay, wait, hold
I mean,
on, hold
you got
on,
an
bro.
MVP. You got an MVP versus a guy who wasn't even an MVP on his own team.
Everybody on board with Harden being in
I mean, 4
a
times he
Hall of
wasn't
Famer?
the MVP, right?
I am now.
Yes.
I
And
think
2 of those,
Harden's
he
the
wasn't
first-
even the second best player on his own team.
Harden's a first ballot. He is.
Harden,
He'll be a
yeah,
first
Harden
ballot.
has to be there too.
Now,
Harden,
now
Harden in his
that I
prime
see,
is Houston's-
after I've looked at who's actually in the Hall of Fame, I'm like, if Tracy McGrady gets in and these guys are, James Harden definitely is getting in. But
yeah, Harden
this
has to
season,
be.
he's made me. Yeah, Mike's right on that one. Mike, take all the credit. He had to sit there trying to convince us, like last year, that none of us were like, no, James Harden doesn't deserve it. Like I was wrong completely. James Harden definitely deserves. This season's so good too. He's played so great for the Clippers this season. He's had some good throwback games. I'm impressed. I'm liking James Harden more and more as a player as he gets older.
I want you guys to name a point guard who has more playoff points than Dwayne Wade, Dirk Nowitzki, Steph Curry, Wilt Chamberlain, Olajuwon, and Bird.
Oscar Robertson
Magic Johnson.
Steve Nash.
No, but he played in the 90s.
played in the 90s.
90s and 2000s.
Stockton? No, can't be Stockton.
Yeah,
Well, I guess
John
it was
Stockton.
late 90s. Late 90s?
Gary Payton. It would have been
More
someone who
points,
went
playoff
to Tony
points?
Parker.
Tony
Yeah.
freaking Parker.
Tony Parker
Yeah.
has more playoff points than Bird.
Well,
Isn't
you
that
think about
wild?
it's got to be a team that went a lot,
More
right?
playoff
to the
points,
playoffs
right?
and deep runs.
Spurs go to the
Yeah.
playoffs every
Playoff
season.
points.
So yeah, it's got to
Wow,
be.
that's
yeah.
crazy because Parker's not really a scorer.
Well,
No.
he did play until you got to know, but Mike, he played until like 2015. I mean, Parker
Yeah.
was played. He won his last championship in 2014, I think.
Does he have more points than Ginobili in the playoffs?
Probably.
Ooh, that's a good question. That I don't know. I do not have that graphic on there.
Because Ginobili was a 6-man. Ginobili kind of took more of a lead role later on. They kind of
True.
took turns being the top scorer.
True.
Let me go through this. Yeah. Boom, boom. Those still watching, make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube at JAMM Packed Podcast. Click on that notification button to view us live. We are live every Monday night, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want to find us on social media, you can find Jack SB. He has his own YouTube channel. Except if you go on there, holler at him with his with a UNC jersey. You can find Uncle Drew doing our NBA ramble. He likes to do the NBA updates. If you're interested in any trading cards, you can find us on Whatnot. Make sure you do. The link will be in the description as well. As always, from all of us at JAMM Packed, make sure you guys are staying safe out there. Be kind to one another, and we'll see you guys next week. All right,
Hey
fellas.
guys, let's go. Looking
Yeah.
forward. We'll be talking for March Madness.
Let's
JAMM
go, baby.
Packed.